Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So as you have read the thumbnail, in this video I will discuss some of the important questions of digestive system. As you know that digestive system is one of the most important systems of human body, and the absorption of nutrients from the food we take is done by the digestive system, and thus we get the energy. So this is a part 1 of the important questions of digestive system. So I have covered this digestive system into 3 parts, and this is the first part. So let's begin. So the question arises, why you should watch this video? So let me tell you, if you are a student, then this topic is very important for your exams like SSC CGL, CHSL, MTS, or any one day exam, CDS, railway exam. So this topic is very much important for these exams. And besides that, if you do not prepare for any exam and you are an aware person, then this video will help you in knowing the functions of your body. So without further delay, let's begin. Question number 1 is, which of the following is not a part of alimentary canal? Your options are buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, and pancreas. So the correct answer of this question is pancreas. So as you are seeing from the diagram that your alimentary canal is started from the mouth, then esophagus, and then to stomach, then small intestine, and then comes the large intestine. So this is your esophagus, or we say it's a food pipe. Now in mouth there are salivary glands, and the buccal cavity is present in your mouth, and this the stomach secretes the gastric juice. Pancreas is a mixed gland or heterocrine gland. Liver is the largest gland of human body. I will tell you the functions of each of the gland in the latter part of the video. So let's move to question number 2. Question number 2 is, what is the dental formula of an adult person? So your options are 2102, 2123, or 2122 and 2103. So the correct answer of this question is 2123. So what does 2123 stand for? So 2 is for incisor, 1 for canine, 2 for premolar, and 3 for molar. In case of child, these 2 premolars are missing. So they are absent in the child, and out of the 3 molars, 1 is not present in the child. And what is that 1 molar called? It is called wisdom teeth. So for the child, the formula becomes 2102. And now if I multiply this dental formula by 4, I will get 32, which is the number of teeth in a normal human being or normal adult person. And child has 20 teeth. So now let's move ahead to third question. Question number 3 is, in human digestive system, the process of digestion starts in. So your options are esophagus, buccal cavity, duodenum, or stomach. The correct answer of this question is B, buccal cavity. So buccal cavity is present in our salivary gland, and our salivary gland secretes an enzyme called ptyalin. This enzyme helpful in digestion of starch. So the digestion of food starts in the mouth by the help of buccal cavity. So if I talk about duodenum is a part of small intestine. Here small intestine is divided into 3 parts. So first part is duodenum, second part is jejunum, and the third part is ileum. Among these 3 parts, ileum is the bigger one, and then comes jejunum, and then comes duodenum. So we will talk the functions of these three parts later. Now I would like to tell you that duodenum part of small intestine secretes three hormones. What are these three hormones? I will tell you later. So, and stomach secretes gastric juice, which have pepsin, renin, and HCl. So these are present in our stomach. So let's move ahead to our fourth question. Question number 4 is, what is the length of alimentary canal? Your options are 16, 18, or 32 or 25 feet. So the correct answer of this question is 32 feet. So as you are seeing from the diagram, the alimentary canal starts from the buccal cavity in mouth, and then esophagus, then stomach, then small intestine, then comes the large intestines. So if I unfold this alimentary canal, so it will measure a length of 32 feet. So if I talk about the length of small intestine, so small intestine is one of the largest part of human body in terms of length, and its length is 32 feet. And most of the nutrients of the food that we take is digested by the small intestine. Now here you are seeing the gallbladder. Gallbladder is attached to the liver, and the function of gallbladder is to secrete bile juice, and liver produces the bile juice. Gallbladder secretes the bile juice into the duodenum part of the small intestine with the help of bile duct. I will tell you what is the function of bile juice and why the bile juice is secreted by the gallbladder. So we will talk about that later. And pancreas, as I told you earlier, that it is a heterocrine gland or mixed gland, and pancreas secretes three enzymes in pancreatic juice. These enzymes are lipase, amylase, and trypsin. So what are the functions of these enzymes? Lipase is helpful in digestion of fat. Amylase is responsible for digestion of carbohydrates, while trypsin is responsible for digestion of protein. So these are the enzymes that are present in the pancreatic juice. So now let us move ahead to our question number 5. Question number 5 is, which of the following is not a part of digestive system? Your options are small intestine, stomach, kidney, or pancreas. So the correct answer of this question is kidney. Kidney is not a part of digestive system, but kidney is a part of excretory system. And kidney, the function of kidney is to filter the blood. And I have told you the small intestine is divided into three parts, that are ileum, jejunum, and duodenum. Stomach secretes gastric juice. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice is also called the digestion juice, complete digestion juice. So now let us move to our question number 6. Question number 6 is, maximum nutritive elements absorbed by blood from which part of the alimentary canal? I have told you earlier that this is the small intestine. So where in small intestine? So in the ileum part of small intestine, the maximum nutritive elements are absorbed. Ileum has villi-like structure. So these villi-like structures are like fingers projections, and they help in increasing the surface area of food that we intake. So the answer of this question is small intestine. Question number 7 is, which of the following is necessary for digestion of food? Your options are air, mineral, hormones, or enzymes? So the correct answer of this question is enzyme. So there are various enzymes starting from our mouth, xylene present in our salivary gland that helps in digestion of starch, and then comes the gastric juice in which we have pepsin, rennin. So pepsin helps in digestion of protein while rennin helps in digestion of milk protein, that is casein. And then comes the pancreatic juice. In pancreatic juice we have three enzymes, lipase, amylase and trypsin. So lipase is helpful in digestion of fat, amylase is responsible for digestion of carbohydrates, while trypsin is responsible for digestion of protein. So now let's move ahead to question number 8. Question number 8 is, if the stomach did not produce any HCl, which enzyme will not function? So your options are xylene, rennin, pepsin or lipase. The correct answer of this question is pepsin. And the functions of the HCl is to make the food acidic, and also it activates a pepsin. If HCl is not present in the stomach, then pepsin will not function. So, xylene is present in a salivary gland, and rennin helps in digestion of milk protein, that is casein, and pepsin helpful in digestion of protein. Lipase is responsible for digestion of fat. Now let us move ahead to question number 9. Question number 9 is, which hormone incites pancreas to release enzymes? Your options are hepatocrinin, secretin, cholecystokinin, or no hormone is required to incite pancreas to release enzymes. So the correct answer of this question is option B, secretin. So secretin hormone is present in the duodenum part of small intestine. So here three enzymes are present. I have told you about this later that there are three enzymes. One is hepatocrinin, second is secretin, and the third is cholecystokinin. So what are the functions of these hormones? So now if I talk about the hepatocrinin first. So hepatocrinin is this hormone is secreted by the duodenum, and the function of this hormone is to send a message to the liver that the bile juice should be produced. So the hepatocrinin is responsible for the production of bile juice. After the bile juice is produced, it is stored in the gallbladder, and then comes the role of cholecystokinin hormone. So what does this hormone do? The function of cholecystokinin hormone is to send a signal to the gallbladder that the bile juice should be released into the duodenum. Now the secretin hormone is also present in the duodenum, and the function of this hormone is to send a signal to the pancreas to release pancreatic juice. So these are the functions of these hormones. So now let's move ahead to question number 10. Question number 10 is, absorbed nutrients by stomach and intestine are transported to the liver by. So after the absorption of nutrients by the small intestine, so now they have to be transported to the liver, because liver is called the chemical factory of our body. So your options are hepatic vein, hepatic artery, portal vein or pulmonary artery. So the correct answer of this question is portal vein. As you are seeing from the diagram that hepatic portal vein is here. Now this hepatic portal vein is attached to the small intestine, and if I talk so this is connected to the small intestine, and from small intestine the digestive nutrients are transferred to the liver with the help of hepatic portal vein. So That's all I have today for you. I hope you like the content, and if you like the content, then give me a thumbs up. And if you have any question or query regarding this content, so uh, please let me know in the comment section below, and your feedback will be appreciated, because your feedback will boost myself, and it will help in improving myself to have a better content for you. So thank you everyone for watching this video.